Now, for a moment, let's just pause and think about what you all did today so far. You woke up, you made your bed, maybe. You completed several tasks to get to where you are today. But let's backtrack a little bit. Do you remember your college orientation? Mine's ended up being virtual, being in the pandemic with the world slowly becoming a bubble of silence and a distance for us all. Now, whether you're here in Chicago, where I'm from, or from another city, state, or country, we all experienced the pandemic together, yet apart. Now, let's go back a little bit more. Now, if you remember and you graduated from high school like I did in 2020, do y'all remember those parades where we all walked around and had to do the car parades for social distance? Yeah, instead of walking across the stage. Now, let's go back even further and remember the last time you played outside as a little kid. It's a nostalgic moment, but little did you know that that was the last time that you wouldn't have to worry about going outside before the streetlights came on. I say all that to say that we were a different version of ourselves before each of these moments. The person you were at orientation or graduation is an entirely different person than you are today. Even the little kid you once had life experiences. We made more memories and handled situations differently. I've realized that all of the decisions I have made in my life, including the ones I made today, and the experiences I had, put me on a path to becoming the person and the multidisciplinary artist that I am now. When I was 9 years old, I decided to join a film program called Visions Blue, which my father introduced me to. That decision led me to become a film director, a photographer, a cinematographer, an event producer, a screenwriter, and doing any other activities whenever I decide to try something new. Ava DuVernay, one of my favorite Black women directors, said, "Stop asking and start doing." Just start doing. Deciding to do something helped me land into different roles, such as being the president of Student Programming Board, the head engaged leader, and the president of Soul Sisters at Columbia College Chicago. Now, during my time as well, I always wanted to make sure that all of the things that I was participating in benefited me throughout the course. I wouldn't stand here before you today and say that all of these opportunities fell in my lap. Trust me, people have asked me before, how did you join that group? Did you know the founders of that organization? The answer I give to all of their questions is, I applied. Sometimes they look at me strangely and say, "Nah, Jewel, you couldn't have been that easy. I know you knew someone there." Nope, I applied, I saw the application, and I went through with the interview. There have been opportunities that I didn't get, but I was accepted into others. It's that simple. I took the first step to change my life, and as college students, I know it can be difficult for us because we may not know where to start. How do you actually start doing? Who do you connect with? What platforms are out there for us? So, many questions run through our heads when we try to figure out that next step. But I'm here to tell you that you have that impulse and urge to take that next step and direction. Little do you realize that for all of us sitting in this room today, whether you're a student, a parent, or even a faculty member, your decisions led you here. For current Columbia students, we had to use our minds in high school to decide to find our path after graduating, then decide to attend college, then decide what city we were going to live in, then decide what schools we had our major in, and a lot more steps to get to where we are now at Columbia College Chicago. You can decide to take those steps in your life. And I know we all tend to be curious, and so am I, when I hear someone says, take those next steps. So, from a colleague to another colleague, here are those steps I would recommend you take, which you may or may not have heard before. Number one, add someone to your LinkedIn profile. LinkedIn has literally become one of my favorite platforms for seeing people just emphasize their own accomplishments, update us on current projects, or even get mentioned about certain awards that they've gotten. LinkedIn is also one of the ways to talk directly to people behind these companies you may want to work for. And it starts with just reaching out. I personally reached out to a photographer who captured Ava DuVernay. Because of the photos, they just looked amazing. And as a photographer, I love them. But you also just never know where that can lead to. Connect with Columbia students as well as faculty, or even alumni. You just never know who's watching. Second thing, attend a virtual seminar with industry professionals. Over the pandemic, I was on a Zoom call almost every day. expanding my knowledge about film, photography, entrepreneurship, and more. I found many of these seminars by following the Instagram pages listed on the screen. I would also follow the companies I was looking into until they posted a new seminar. For example, I heard about an Adobe seminar just for creatives. Now, I was able to specifically meet with a creative named Ariel, who's also a multidisciplinary artist. From there, they had a competition to get a one-on-one meeting with her, and I ended up winning, and I was able to speak with her and get additional feedback and just talk with her in general. It wouldn't have happened, though, if I hadn't acted on impulse to create a LinkedIn profile, add Adobe to my feed, and then join in the seminar. I think you might start to slowly notice a pattern of realizing that every decision that you currently make can affect the next one, which is why you just have to keep on going. Now, the next one, I know the youth, they might say no, but join Facebook and create a Facebook page. Join Facebook groups and volunteer for organizations. I connected with other filmmakers, photographers, models, Black women, and others just through Facebook. Trust me, it's the platform y'all want to be on. Create that page and just simply start by searching Chicago entrepreneurs. From there, you'll find tons of pages with over 1,000 people just for you to connect with. I've gotten many photography clients as well, just from using Facebook because they saw my work. Now, beyond social media, make sure that you want to create that face-to-face connection. Find people in your school to connect with. Your classmates will become your lifelong network of colleagues and friends that you can count on for collaborations, and you all can cheer each other on your next endeavors. Create spaces where you might not see someone like you, and just start by making that change. I've learned that if you don't see an opportunity specifically for you, then create it. Be your own starting point. And remember, a platform for others, realizing that we take so many steps along the way, we impact your lives, and you can also impact the lives around you, positively or negatively. As creatives and individuals within a diverse society, we meet each other in order to hone our craft, create new ideas, and explore the world. We can make the changes the world needs. We can confidently navigate our way through life to create new stories to tell. Let your stories turn into your creative practices, and let your trials and tribulations become inspiration for the next person. We can keep creating until the world knows our names. The cycle continues as we speak. It starts with you taking your first step. Create an impactful legacy that will continue for generations to come. Remember those scenarios in the beginning when I said how those days, months, and years, you were a different version of yourself than you were today? You have to trust that in the long run, things will work out for you. And you have to trust your future self, who you don't know just yet. As long as you just keep taking that first step. Thank you.